The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Now, Tom O'Brien, Darrell Martin, and Steve Rhodes.
Welcome, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. Right now, you get the Dow Industrials down 44, Nasdaq's off 7, S&Ps are off 2.5. And, folks, if you haven't test drove the Nadex platform, you can come over to our website at TFNN. You'll see the banner on the top, on the side. You can test drive that right here, right now. They'll put $25,000 of funny money into your account, and you can see exactly how dynamic this system is. And I can tell you, bottom line, folks, you do want to test drive it. Check it out. 3 or 4 or 5 more weeks, we're going to have an announcement. You want to understand how to use this program, folks. That's the bottom line. Steve Rhodes, what's going on?
How you doing, my man?
Doing great, man. What have you been up to?
Good. You know, just working my tail off as usual. Having fun. Just like you talk about, putting people. You were probably responsible for half of that 162,000 people, non-farm payrolls going back to work, weren't you?
For a small company, we are hiring some people. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no doubt about that, man.
Yeah, and it's been great listening to you. Over the course of the past couple of weeks, just simply the change in dynamics that you've seen, just with the suppliers. What you've seen in the labor market, from a housing standpoint, what you've seen with regard to the supply and demand and buying housing and the rentals, just the whole thing. I mean, talk about truly having your feet, on the ground, troops on the ground to understand what's going on.
Yeah, there's no doubt, folks. What happens is that when you are part of the market, it does make a big difference. There's no doubt about it. Because you see the dynamic inside, number one, buying them, renting them, selling them, fixing them, all of the above.
Yeah, I think you were talking about, was it a flooring company or something a couple days ago? What was it?
What? Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't.
No, it was a flooring company, exactly. And what it was is that because the aspect that we started this last October. So what happens, folks, is that in last October, there were plenty of people that we were hiring. It was still hiring. But in October and November, these people hadn't had jobs in a couple of years, so it was pretty intense, okay?
Yes.
And so I saw how that moves, and then how that affects everyone, which is, and of course, in a great way. And the supply issues, meaning that when we're making deals, whether it's a flooring company or a tile company and all of the above, it's great that we made those deals than now, okay?
Yes. So you're seeing prices actually rise.
There's no doubt. And supply is different, you know what I mean? But when I was down there 2 nights ago, and the place was absolutely mobbed. And
that's what was cool.
It was really cool seeing, too, folks, okay? Because what happens is that, when the acceleration started, and of course it started all over the country, not just in Florida, but what happens there is that whether it's people that are investing in it, people that are living there, people that want a new house, they start putting money into it, and you see the acceleration. The acceleration is really dynamite. There's no doubt about it, and that just keeps cash in the community. That's what it comes down to. There's no doubt.
Yeah, well, you've been the king dollar all along. Yesterday was a nice market. I had the dollar moving up. Gold really not pulling back too much. I mean, did a little bit overnight here, but really even that pullback's been nice.
Let me tell you something. Yesterday, folks, the dollar up 900 ticks. Gold was only down $2. And this morning, I'm saying gold's down 20. I'm saying it's typical Friday, right?
Yes.
And those jobs numbers come out, folks, and you talk about an acceleration up. Gold shot all the way back up. Bonds basically took off like a rocket ship. And the dollar only pulled back with lighter volume. So the dynamic out here is that you have these, they're not basically shifting indices, okay, because the correlation is like, okay, what is the correlation going to be? Yesterday the dollar went up 900 ticks. The market didn't pay attention to it.
Yes.
The bonds basically, were testing lows on lighter volume. The gold is doing, is acting correctly as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Pulls back with lighter volume, does the whole ball of wax. And, of course, the thing that was screaming at me yesterday, folks, is the NDX, the NASDAQ, had 17 million shares. Okay?
Right.
Let me tell you something, folks, okay? I don't care how high you think this market's going to go. Let me tell you something, man. It's going to be a disaster. Okay?
When it falls. That's right.
It's 17 million, okay? 17 million going into 54 million doesn't even work. I mean, it's not even close, okay? So what you have here is that you have no professionals in there buying, and all they're doing is selling. And they're selling, and, what this morning even I was looking and I said, this is going to be interesting. And you never know when the pullback starts, folks, okay, when the door just opens. But yes. I can tell you from being in this business for quite a while is that door is going to open. And when that door opens, man, it's going to be a trip. So we'll see.
Yeah, and I thought what was interesting yesterday was, the market started off strong. Obviously, I mean, futures were up big by the time the market opened.
Sure.
And, and even on the New York Stock Exchange, which I really pay attention to, I mean, big early morning, big net advancing issue, 1700, which is a decent day that says, okay, you got some pretty good market breadth. But from, late morning on, all of a sudden, the net advancing issues, were going down and down and down, and it said there was a lot of selling going on under the covers, just like you're saying. A lot of selling going on under the covers there. It wasn't in the big weighted names out there, but there was a lot of distribution, a lot of selling going on.
Yeah, and it's what happens is that the correlation when we're talking 17 million versus 50, the 50 million, folks, wasn't even enough. The 50 million should be doing 60 or 70 million. And so the longer that you do go sideways at these highs, all it's doing is expending the energy. Like if we still look at the cash S&P, what you have with the cash S&P is that we're 7 points, basically. No, not even 7 points right now. I mean, if the cash S&P closes today under 1687, get out of the way. The actual number is 1698, because on a weekly basis, 1698 would be a failure.
Ah, okay.
Okay. A more bearish would be the 1687.
Right.
And we'll see where that shakes out. But bottom line, and what you absolutely do have is that you have the aspect that there is no doubt that every single time that anyone's bought, it's been awesome. Oh, I got to tell you this, folks. Okay, check this out. This is a trip. Steve, wait to hear this. Okay, so I had a client, a real estate client in here yesterday. They bought a house off us a couple weeks ago, and he wanted to buy another one, right?
Yes.
So he's in my office, and I'm sitting there trading, and he's looking at the screens, and we're talking. There's another house that he was going to look at yesterday, right? So picture this, folks. So this is yesterday. He's looking at me. I says, and I'm so frustrated. I look at him. I says, man, I can't believe this market's up again. I says, I'm shot up the yin yang here, right? He's looking at me, right? This guy doesn't even know me, folks. I've only met this guy twice. Okay, the first time I met him was at a closing, and then he came up, and so I saw him 2 weeks ago, and then he came back up again. And I says, oh man, I'm shot like a yin yang. So he goes to tell me. So listen to this story. He says to me, man, I got a friend. He says he's a designer, and he decided to give up designing last month, and he got in the day trading business. I look at him. I says, oh, really? And he says, yeah, man. His wife was really worried first, right? She says, but now she's just elated, man, because he made a fortune last month. And I'm sitting there looking at him. I'm saying to myself, oh, my God. Okay, here we go.
Do you think that's as good as a headline on Barron's or something like that?
It's pretty intense, folks, because what does happen is this, is that we know that when you're on the right side of it, which he was on the right side of it, okay, so
yes.
He's into a month and a half, the last 14 days have been sideways, but before that, you're going up.
Yeah.
In that context, yeah, it's really dangerous. And I said, I looked at him, And I says, thank you. And I looked back at the screen, man. The screen was still all green. And I just said, okay, man. I had said to them, I says, it's really dangerous. And when I hear those stories, that's when I know that, it's not that I know we're really close. I think we're overdue, but that was a heads up, man. I mean, that was a really heads up, particularly the way that he was smiling. And that's just the way it goes, man. I mean,
well, just I hope he uses stops no matter what,
Yeah, but they don't.
I know.
There's no doubt, folks. Well, people are just starting, and that's what happens though when the markets keep continually going up. Because if you take a look at, in fact, yesterday, Steve, I was talking about the banks. Okay.
Yes.
And what happens, Merrill Lynch came out. Bank of America came out yesterday, and they were talking about that they lost their trading desk lost money 7 days last quarter. Okay?
Yes.
7 days out of 63 days, folks, okay? And the quarter before that, they never lost, okay? And
when you're the bookie, it becomes easy.
Well, they're just taking it off their clients. The key,
exactly.
you got to understand, folks, they're not trading, okay? That's the bottom line. That's the first part of it. The second part gets, you can really start to understand how they lost money the second time. The second quarter, of course they lost money because they couldn't continue to hold on to their shares when the S&P went from 1687 to 1550.
Exactly.
So it's important in the context, but people hear those stories that, okay, banks are making money every day. Well, big deal. I mean, that's not trading. What it is, folks, is that on the money management aspect, those accounts are going down to their trading desk, and they basically take that money right away from their clients.
And I thought the information you passed on, that specific information that you passed on to all the listeners last night and again here this morning, is really important for them. Really important for them to understand. Really important on those managed accounts.
Let me tell you something. When I first used to see it, I'm saying to myself, how can traders make money every single day for 62 days in a row? I says that just, and then I realized that, hold it, man. We're not. They claim it's a trading desk, but the bottom line is that in their own systems. In fact, if you see the story in the Journal yesterday, what's going on is this: Bank of America, of course, bought Merrill Lynch, and at the beginning it was a disaster. Now it's going to turn into a great deal for them, because what ends up happening is that you get the fees structure out of it, and you get the trading out of it. And now what they just did yesterday is that they're going to change their fee structure, so they're going to get more fees coming in. But what they really got going was this, folks. So there was 6 different computer systems inside Merrill. Now it's going to be one computer system. So one computer system is going to feed that in, so they're going to know the buy, the sell, the whole ball of wax. You stay right there, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us right now. You get the Dow down 31. Nasdaq's off 2.5. S&Ps are off. They're flat. We're going to be right back.
With over 3 decades of commodity trading experience, Andy Hecht has developed a system that combines both technicals and fundamentals. He calls this approach Technomental, and now you can put it to work for yourself with his brand new service, the Technomental Commodity Report. In this weekly newsletter, which comes out each Thursday morning, Andy gives you his analysis of the market price direction bias using fundamentals, and then specific trade recommendations including entry and exit points using technicals. The recommendations in the newsletter are always based on stocks and ETFs, so a futures account is not required, and Andy will often use options in the recommendations as well. Andy will tell you where to get in, where to get out, and he'll outline the risk-reward profile for all recommendations. To get your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report by Andy Hecht while locking in the low introductory rate, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. I appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. And let me tell you something, folks. IBM's going to be the number today. They're hammering it. It's only down a $1.79 right now, but anything over that $1.74, folks. I've been watching this for a long time. They're going to unload on this baby, and it's not affecting the Dow yet, but it's going to be IBM that you want to keep your eye on in spades out here. Let's go to Barry in Sarasota. Hey, Barry, what's going on? Barry, there? He was there. He had a position in MELI, up $12. This is the Latin America online trading site, like eBay. Big number last night, and the bottom line is that it's over swing point. You have 1 million shares right now, and I'd just bring that stop all the way up if you're long that baby. No two ways about it. Steve, so it's going to be wild watching. If we go over to IBM for a second.
Yeah.
What IBM, folks, hasn't been able to get away from its lows. And it's subtle, but let me tell you something. I have IBM up every day, and someone just unloaded on it. They unloaded right at the end of yesterday. Someone unloaded about 200,000 right at the very close. And right now, I suspect it's that same person. You can always, the identifications, you speculate. I speculate on what it is, but I can, when I take a look at the amount of trades that come across, traders do the same thing, folks. Even I do. Do you know what I mean? What ends up happening, whether I'm selling 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, depending on what the position is, you kind of just start nailing it. And whoever this is, they're doing the same thing. Do you know what I mean? But
and you think about it. You think with the Dow being at all-time highs, IBM's quite a ways away from the May 22nd high, just May 22nd.
Yes.
Which was $210. It's at 193. Which is it just has it now. Imagine the energy it would have put into the Dow if it could have been traveling along with it. But like you're saying, it's got selling pressure, not buying pressure. It does.
And when I look at what IBM is that IBM acted correctly all the way up. So to me, IBM was real. Do you know what I'm saying? Where the market wasn't, folks. And this is where that divergence is huge, okay? Because it's like, okay, if they're going to take IBM apart and they're moving it, and that was real up to 185, it's like, okay, what's going to happen with the rest of them? Yeah. So let's go back to Barry. Hey, Barry, what's going on? No, he's not there.
I think he's in a long position and is considering selling it. So taking profits. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a good looking stock chart.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's one of those ones where you could say, maybe I take just my principal off and hold free shares in it.
Yeah, it's certainly it's over that B point. We'll see whether they get 3 million shares. It doesn't look like it's only 10:30. It's only 10:20. So. Listen, folks, if you haven't test drove the Nadex platform yet, you come over to our website at TFNN. You can bring that platform up right now, and they'll put $25,000 of funny money into it. And when you go over there, what you'll see when you bring it up is that you'll see that you hear the promotions, and the promotions, of course, always say that your trade is your stop, and that's important to understand because, like right now, we get the S&P trading at 1,700. So watch this, which is really cool. If I turn around and say, okay, listen, at 1,700, I want to sell the S&P, just to give you an idea of risk versus reward. Right now, you can sell that. I'd be giving up 2 points, but the bottom line is that you can sell that, and you can risk $20 to make $80. That is a sweet deal, folks, okay? And I'm going to risk 200 to make 800, And bottom line is that it doesn't matter what happens up, down, and all around. All I need at this particular point is that I need to break even, okay? I need 2 points by noontime. If I don't get it, I lose 200. If I get it, I don't make,
Yeah, at break even, you're break even. Right.
Anything over 2 points, I'm making money, So if I get 10 points, if I get 1690, I make 800. So let's go to Ken. Hey, Ken, what's going on?
Hello, Tom.
How you been, man?
Oh, I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm looking at WPRT. I owned it and I got stopped out this morning. It kind of took a nosedive. I just wanted you to look at it and see what I want to get back into it. What I want to do.
Okay, stay right there. This is Westport Innovations. This is what is this, a fracking deal? What is this?
They make gas, natural gas engines.
Natural gas engines. Yeah, they got hammered, man. Yeah, you're going to have some patience on this one. You stay right there. This is Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes. Dow's down 28. NASDAQ is flat. S&Ps are down 3. We're going to be right back.
With the stock market flirting with all-time highs and volatility back, now is the perfect time for a 2-week free trial to Market Insights. On Monday, June 24th, Tom O'Brien closed out all 5 open positions in his daily newsletter, Market Insights, with all trades being profitable and ranging from a 2.23% gain all the way to more than an 11% gain in just one position for an incredible 32.7% profit combined between the 5 trades. Let Tom O'Brien's years of market experience work for you. If you'd like to see for yourself what kind of trading newsletter Tom O'Brien delivers to his clients each morning, then now is a perfect time to sign up for a 2-week free trial to his daily newsletter, Market Insights. In a volatile market like we currently have, the potential for fast market moves like we've seen recently is a trader's dream. So don't wait any longer. Sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today at the front page of TFNN.com.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Roach, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, you get the Dow down 37. NASDAQ is flat. S&Ps are flat. We're talking with Ken from Madison, and we're talking about WPRT. Okay, so you're going to want some patience with this, Ken. It's down 440 right now. What you have is that you have a high volume low that it wants to go test. So if you bring this back, you're going to see it's been sticking out here in a huge way, and it's screaming that it's going to go get tested. That price point is $23 and a penny.
Okay, that's about where I bought it at.
Well,
hey Tom, I know that Ford, I think a couple of days ago, they announced that they're going to start offering natural gas engines in the F-150. Can you go to Westport and see who their customers are?
I can, but I just forget.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
No, that's cool. What Steve's talking about, folks, I can't believe it. It's a cool little device. What happens is that I just put a couple numbers in here, and the whole customer chain comes down. And when Steve and I were always doing the program together, I do that quite a bit. I just forget what it is now.
Yeah, no problem. Ken, do you know who they sell to, Ken?
I should know that, man.
Well, they're in with Cummins, and I know they make for Ford, and I think Caterpillar. They make for several of them, I think.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that market, takes off. I think it's big. Obviously, Ford F-150 is the biggest selling truck out there, right?
No doubt.
So if it really did take off in that would be, I would think that would be a benefit to folks like Westport, but I don't know who their customer base is.
Yeah, and what's just sticking out like a sore thumb right now is that, and this is a classic, folks. If you see these high volume lows, man, they're going to go after them. So watch. On a monthly, it's $21.90. You had a high volume low of $52 million. Well, then it goes up on $16 million. Now, $16 million, folks, was $35 last month. That was going against $57 million. You have to wrap your head around what that means. All that means is distribution, big time, in spades too, not just small distribution. So if it doesn't hold 21, well, then it's got big trouble. It's been down there twice. Each time it's been down there, it's been monster volume. So right. I wouldn't get too excited about this, Ken.
Okay.
Okay, man.
All right. Thank you so much.
Have a great one, man.
Weekend.
Have a safe one. You too.
It's great he made some nice money on it, though, so that's good. That was tightening up his stop.
Oh, yeah.
Trade, so that's good.
There's no doubt about it, man. I mean, I'll tell you, folks, there's a lot of equities right now that have definitely gone up, okay, on dramatically lighter volume, and the last time that they had volume, dramatically lower. So God bless all of yous. If you got them, then tighten everything up, because you can't go wrong. I mean, that's the bottom line. The only part you could go wrong at if you get stopped out and that goes higher, but guess what? You made money. So the other side of that is day after day, month after month, it doesn't matter. I can show you. I mean, I think most folks have, depending on how long you've been listening out here, for some, these stocks go back to the last time with volume. And it's a mind blower. There's no doubt, folks, okay? It's a mind blower, but that's where they go back to. So
yeah, and during the 9:30 open, or even in the pre-markets here, obviously during the earnings season.
Yes.
During the shows that I do, I'll pull up those stock charts, and the folks that listen to that show each day, when we see a stock that's falling off of the planet, it goes right back to that high volume bar.
Isn't that crazy?
Or sometimes below it too. But
listen, man, it can get destroyed, because what ends up happening. That's why we wait for tests, folks. What ends up happening, if those babies come back with too much volume, it's over. It's see ya, don't want to be ya. They just take it out to the woodshed and do a number on it.
Yeah, and so that's why when you pull up just even the current ETF structure, so you take a look at some of what went on in the market yesterday. You talked about the volume aspect, and then I take a look at just the diamonds. I think the diamonds are a great example out there, because it's got the June 24th is a high volume low. I mean,
exactly, screaming.
Yeah.
Now,
so at some point in time, and then that's why you're talking about IBM. So you take a look at the number one weighting inside there, right? And then what you've got. ExxonMobil's has got to be one of the top five.
That did it yesterday. Now watch this. This is pretty cool. You just brought up the diamonds. So watch. This is pretty cool, folks. Okay, if you take the diamonds, and we do some channels on the diamonds, what you're going to see is that the diamonds had broke with conviction, and I'm taking this channel right from 137, folks. You're at 155. But the diamonds are saying, hey, guess what? We're going to 137, which is 13,700 Dow. Why? When you came down in June, you blew that channel line out, and you blew it out, folks. Okay, you blew it out with 14 million shares. It comes up and tested with 2 million, and it's right almost at the top of it right now, testing again. Well, it has to get on the other side of that channel. So going to be a wild one. It is a wild one right now, but I'll tell you, coming into this fall, we'll see where it shakes out. Let's go to Nick in Nashua. Hey, Nick, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Doing great, man. You having a good day out there?
I am, thank you.
Cool, man.
Hey, I've got a position, a short position via options in FXC, the Canadian dollar.
FXC, Canadian dollar. Okay, let's see what we got here. Well, let me just, okay, so this is Canadian Dollar Trust. Wow. There's no liquidity in this, but you shot it. Okay, it doesn't matter, I guess. What?
Yeah, I took an option position, and there was enough liquidity in the options for me not to worry about it. So.
That's pretty wild, man. Okay. So I'm going to just bring up the actual future, okay?
Yep.
So you got the Canadian dollar right now. We're at 103. Bring this back. So the real question is, yeah, you're 106. It's correlation. Okay, so let me see this spot rate, 106.
What I did, Tom, was I assumed that the Fed would do what they always do and say wonderful things, and that would be good for the dollar.
Right.
So what I did was just before that Fed announcement, I bought a put option on this thing, just a little bit out of the money, only for August. So this is a real short-term trade because it's going to expire this month anyway.
Okay.
But I just thought, well, I'll see what I get for a pop. And right now I'm just wondering, I'm looking at the dollar. The dollar is a little weaker today, which is not good for this position, but I'm up about 75% on this in a day and a half or 2 days or however long it's been since the Fed announcement.
That's intense.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, is it worth holding for a few more days?
So what strike price do you have?
I bought the 65 put.
Okay.
So
And
it was when I bought it, it was 75 cents out of the money. So I got it cheap.
okay, I'm looking at something wrong here then. I don't.
I bought 96.
Thank you. Thank you. I got it.
Yeah.
I'm saying 65.
I'm sorry,
wow.
guys. I'm just a little dyslexic. Can you tell?
No, that's all right. I got it. Okay. So because it's at 95.87 right now.
Right.
So we're at the very beginning.
What I was thinking when I did the position was I was thinking oil for the most part had topped, and I didn't see much more risk above 110 on oil.
Yeah.
I thought that would be bad for Canada.
Okay.
And what I did at the same time, I paired it up. I bought I bought a call on the GDX at the same time, but I like the GDX play better than this, so I did that out to like December.
Sure.
And that is flat. So that's doing very well for the conditions, and this is very profitable. So the pair is working very well for me at the moment.
I'd hold it a few more days. I mean, I think you can get. What I would do is this, particularly because the liquidity in this is not great. Okay, even in the options. But what you can do, 94, 96,
Yep.
is where I try to close it out.
That's what I was looking at. Good.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it. Okay, wonderful.
Okay, man.
All right, thanks
Have a
so much.
great one.
Hey, I really appreciate the team you put together, because when I did this, I looked at the Chapman wave. The count was at a D.
Yeah.
And when I looked at the trend lines and the stuff that I learned from Bud Rolfe.
Cool.
I looked at the stuff from Larry Pesavento on the retracement, on the Fibonacci stuff, and then your stuff on the volumes and looking at a couple different markets. And I'm telling you, all of the experts that you have give just a little something different, a little different way to look at it. And when they all line up, my God, the trade is fantastic. So thank you for the team that you've put together.
Absolutely,
I really
man.
appreciate it.
Okay.
Right. Take it easy.
Great news. Have a great one, man. Have a safe one. And folks, what he just walked through, and this is important, you should have a system that you go through every day. That more than anything, that's a key to understand how you look at the marketplace. And I can tell you flat out, it better be whatever you're doing, you want to be consistent in what you're doing, and then you'll figure out at a certain point, is it working or not working? You can't do something different every day. So what he was doing, that he has a system. He looks at the market. He looks at whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, so that you can stay consistent. And if you do that, folks, okay, what happens is that it's a lot easier being in this business. It doesn't mean you're going to be right more. What it does mean, though, is that you have a system and you know where you want to tweak a system. That's what it really comes down to, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's absolutely the key, is being consistent with that system. And you can have, what people should have is different systems for different market conditions as well. I think they'll find some systems work better in certain market conditions out there. And like you said, it gives you the opportunity to then just start tweaking it, tweaking your strategy. And then that helps out with just the psychology of trading, because you get your trade, they're not all going to be winners, but it gives you the confidence to just go ahead and pull the trigger,
which is important.
Yeah. Yeah.
No doubt about that. And, we'll have out here today, folks, it's going to be, we'll see, let's go over to small caps for a second, because what you had yesterday, folks, the small caps are way above the 22nd, but they were trading weird yesterday. And when I say weird, what was happening, the small caps move really fast, folks. And, we'll see where this shakes out today. Right now, we got to 105.16. That high yesterday was 105.35. I'd love to see it hit it one more time, because once that hit that yesterday, it's not that I couldn't handle it, but I could see the sells coming off the other side, and the sells off the other side were really fast. And
so the interesting thing about the Russell 2000, I've got the weekly futures contract on my screen just because I've got the patterns all drawn in here. So Nick is talking about different patterns that that each of us educators here provide.
Yes.
And so on the weekly chart, it's got an A to B equals CD up that completed at 1050.
Okay.
It's trading at 1055.90 right now, so not a big deal. I think that was a 1.272 A to B equals CD up. It's got a butterfly pattern. It was like a 1.618 butterfly pattern. This is a weekly chart. So this, Tom, is going all the way back to a swing point from May of 2011 at $872 was there was the top, and the bottom is the swing point from October in 2011. And it completed a 3-drive to a top pattern. I mean, perfect pattern from the standpoint of time, because on that 3-drive on the weekly aspect, the first drive ends up being March the 15th, and the second drive is May 24th, and the very third drive is August 2nd.
No.
Which is where we're at.
I like it.
Right now. And so the cool thing about that pattern, it says to me, because it should be such resistance, and what's interesting here, you were picking up and you said it was trading weird yesterday considering the market. Well, it actually was very close to completing this pattern a couple weeks ago, and I kept saying to myself, man, this is weird. It looks like maybe this pattern, even though everything was setting up because of the move, because of the strength that had been inside it, these patterns were not going to form. And lo and behold, it was patient and waited and pulled everybody up. So what's great about this pattern is if it does fail, these are significant reversal patterns. And if it does fail, the market's just going to continue, flying until Uncle Ben leaves. Or whatever.
You gotta love it. We go back to IBM for a second, folks. Okay, IBM, you got it down to 220 right now, and you can see, we're talking early in the morning trading. We're talking about 10:48, and if you happen to watch on Tiger TV, what you're seeing here, folks. Okay, you can see that the uptrend, not that it's an uptrend, but the counter trend move that IBM had done from 188. It got up to 197. You can see it's just broken. It's clearly broken, and it's only 10:30 in the morning. So IBM has enough time today, okay, which is really a trip, to get down to another 3 points. You're at 223. This is early on a Friday for IBM to be down that type of number, because what you will see, as that starts going lower, that's going to buzz up on a bunch of machines like, okay, hold it, man. Do you actually want to go in to a weekend with holding IBM or a couple of these large caps, if in fact these large caps are selling off? The large operators, folks, are going to be cognizant of IBM, where it's going. This is Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. You stay right there, folks. We're coming right back. We have the Dow Industrials off 44, NASDAQ down 2, S&Ps are off 2. We're going to be right back.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pezzavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I says, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, a roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to Mastering Probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us. And, folks, if you do have an interest in the real estate business and you happen to be an accredited investor, you can come over. Well, you can check out what we're doing anyway. But if you want to come to the presentation, I'm going to be going across the country the next couple of weeks. You can come over to our website at TFNN. You see right under breaking news, first off, you can hit that link. I'm going to be in Orlando, Florida, August 13th at the Crown Plaza. Bel Air Country Club, August 15th. I'm going to do a workshop online on the 22nd. I'm going to be in Denver, Colorado on August 24th and Boston on August 25th. So you can check that out. The fund is closing to investors on September 30th, folks. So if you want to see what we've already done and what we own and what the flows are, you can certainly do that. Market-wise, right now we get the Dow off 46, NASDAQ off 3, S&Ps are off 1, and it's going to get interesting because what you do have is that I suspect we're going to get action to about 1 o'clock today, and then, you know, we get
off to the beach.
Summer trading. You got it, big time. There's no doubt about it, man. Let's go to Lou in Nashville. Hey, Lou, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Doing great, man. You having a good day out there?
Not bad. Hey, look, I got into a nugget, and I'm just wondering if I should bail or go short.
And you got into that today?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay, so you get NUGT. This is the 300% bull position of the Arca Gold Miners Index. The low for the year is 455. The high is 97. Okay, so it wants to go test, 847. You're at 691. The real question is that what are you going to get the rest of the day? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are always dangerous, staying in overnight. There's no two ways about that. Well, what you had out here is that you absolutely had a rejection of lower price on the dailies, and, yeah, that's where you get to make that choice coming into that close out here today. Bottom line is that the HUI, which is the NUGT, folks, the correlation wants to go higher. So, I'll tell you this: do not go short that vehicle. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's what I wanted to know. Right.
No. We had the downdraft was out here. Oh, and check this out, folks. I'm telling you, man, I just absolutely love this. So picture. From gold from the highs to coming into the lows, was about a year and a half, folks, okay? And being the editor of the Gold Report, it was really weird, man. I'm bearish the whole time. But, Steve, you're going to crack up about this, right? Now picture this. And this is what I know from when I go from bearish to bullish and bullish to bearish, depending on when people have been listening to me, folks, okay? Right now, I have a bunch of people that are totally flipped out that I'm bullish gold now, right? And it's hilarious. It's so cool. It's unbelievable. Because, and what I don't know is that were they only listening to me when I was bearish gold? Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And so now the flip is in, and I can tell you on a contrarian indicator, folks, it is absolutely dynamite. It's like,
I've had a couple of clients. So they've got some of their funds are in managed accounts with some of the larger, firms out there.
Yes.
I won't mention their names.
Yeah.
And in some conversations, they were trying to exit bonds.
Okay.
Totally from their portfolio and move into gold, stocks, and equities. And their financial advisor came back and said, "There's no way I'm going to allow you to do that." I said, "Oh, that's a beautiful thing."
No way. With my money. There's no way.
Right. Exactly.
Unreal. You stay right there, folks. We got our man Basil Chapman coming up next. Then Nico and Paige are going to keep you healthy. Darrell, Dave White, and I'm going to be back. Steve, thanks so much, man. Have a great weekend. Safe weekend. Have a great one, folks. Coming right back.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page at TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.